Britain has changed beyond recognition, and yet the monarchy continues its pre-war routines as though nothing has happened.
What is it that you'd have me change?
Everything.
Just in time for Christmas, and as Darkest Hour and Gary Oldman's Winston Churchill looms over the Oscar race, the British are back on the small screen, with the December 8th debut of Season 2 of The Crown and the December 21st premiere of the 4th season of the excellent as always, Peaky Blinders, both on Netflix. Now, if you are already a fan of the Peter Morgan and Stephen Knight series, then these latest 10-episode and 6-episode offerings respectively will be a welcoming present under the streaming tree, with both trotting out the strengths that made previous seasons gallop along. Even more so because the former has a short but wonderful Beyond the Fringe cameo that shows just how truly great satire can be. Now, if you're not a fan, or say a casual binger of the Claire Foy and Cillian Murphy-led shows, or they just weren't your jam before, then it is now my holiday pleasure to tell you that you have a couple of treats coming that are as tasty as good jam on fresh bread.
The world was on fire and no one can save me but you.
Today, we end this war between us.
Having already started on the BBC last month, with bigger guns than before, more Tom Hardy, and the addition of a vengeance-seeking Adrian Brody, Game of Thrones' Aidan Gillian, and Happy Valley's Charlie Murphy, the latest installment of the once again Helen McCrory and Paul Anderson-dominated tale of the now jazz-age set Shelby crime clan's family's rise and tumbles is a glorious spotlight on a very different, but equally as rough in its own way, and often more resonating part of the British class system than the posh orders of the Crown. So, you should watch Season 4 of Peaky Blinders from what I've seen. And if you didn't get the razor cut that I laid out before, the reason why, it is simply excellent as always, and even more sweeping before, and yes, with a lot of Nick Cave on the soundtrack again.
You married a wild spirit. Trying to tame them is no use.
This restlessness of yours, it has to be a thing of the past.
Despite the lavish surroundings that one would of course expect from a palace set drama, it is doddering old relics from her prime ministers to the class system to the institution of the monarchy and marriage itself that surround Foy's increasingly insulated Elizabeth II in Season 2 of the Emmy-winning The Crown, as my 99-year-old London-born grandmother's life has seen. Britain has gone from the vestiges of empire at the beginning of Elizabeth's long reign to a B-level power today. Never more so than in the years from the now almost forgotten Suez Crisis of 1956, to a UK visit from JFK and Jackie, and the poignantly almost quaint government-toppling Profumo scandal of 1963 that this second season of The Crown has as almost as a living backdrop to its essentially exalted workplace drama. With a tarnish on the narrative here and there, this season is on one level, I would say, a thoroughly entertaining transition as the story goes deeper into the 60s, the family, and Olivia Colman prepares to take over next season to play what is now the longest reigning British monarch in history. Yet, in a time where the potential economic catastrophe of Brexit approaches, and the royal marriage of once Jack the Lad, Prince Harry, and Suits alum Meghan Markle blooms to a delight and distraction in many ways, Season 2 of The Crown is in line to be one of the most politically and culturally relevant shows of this first year of the Trump era. Now, like many a second season, this one does have a little bit less vigor of the first, with John Lithgow's award-winning Churchill having shuffled off the scene, the abdicated Edward, played again by Alex Jennings, more of an annoyance than a problem, Matt Smith's Prince Philip, just an out-and-out stymied problem, and the perpetually insecure Elizabeth II, now a prematurely middle-aged mother surrounded by bores. She is also on the top of a nation on the verge of a previously unfathomable social change, thanks in part to 4 mop-tops who will ask her kind at one point in their career to rattle their jewelry. A specter played with fun and fury by a season-stealing Vanessa Kirby once again as the more imperious than ever blunted and wayward Princess Margaret, now married to photographer Anthony Armstrong-Jones, aka Lord Snowden. Because, with the bright flame of Margaret just waiting to be fully extinguished, like more than a few princesses before and after her, as both Foy's Elizabeth II and Murphy's Thomas Shelby can tell you, from both Season 2 of The Crown and Season 4 of Peaky Blinders, the one thing worse than losing an empire is losing your soul. But damn, if it doesn't make for eminently watchable TV this holiday.